Hey there, my name is Cedric Claiborne. I'm from Petersburg, Virginia, living in Richmond, Virginia. And the way I entered, I bought a silver package, a silver poster pack, and a bronze digital poster pack. And then I also bought a Nismo hat. And yeah, that's how I entered. So how I found PrimeDriven was actually through Instagram. This was actually through a friend's Instagram, and looked it up. I was kind of always frequent on another giveaway site, but I liked this one because I felt like PrimeDriven had more attainable cars and a better odds to win. So yeah, I guess I could say I'm kind of like an OG in the PrimeDriven game. So maybe I think it was the PDG number 20. I think was my first one, and that, if I remember, was a white Celica GT4, and that's like one of my like bucket list cars because I grew up watching like rally racing and stuff, and doing rally racing. So yeah, it was like Targa and stuff like that. So I really wanted that car. Obviously, I didn't win it, but that was kind of the bug that bit me because ever since then, anytime I see anything that I liked, I would pretty much put an entry on. So that's how that started for me. So, why I entered this because, long story short, I was talking to a friend who had entered for the last M3, and I said, man, I got burned so many times. I was like, I don't know. I was like, the only way I'll enter is if it's a Stagea or like a Chaser or like a early Evo or something like that, and like, lo and behold, like the very next one, I get a text and it's a Stagea with like an R34 kit, and I was just like, oh, I gotta have this. Like, and I think I put in the equivalent of like 5 entries, and I just, as soon as I saw the car, like I knew, I was like, that is mine. It's just weird, but I just knew like, okay, I gotta win this car. Like, I feel it, and I'm just gonna enter, and yeah, and yeah, I did. Like, because there was a red one that was up that I wanted, Red Stagea, and I missed that one. And then there was the Autech 260 RS, which is like another bucket list car for me. And I've always loved wagons, and I've been to Japan quite a few times, and and I'm learning the language. I'm kind of intermediate at the moment, and so it's a car I've seen, like in Daikoku and just around, and it's like the perfect like dad wagon car, JDM car. So I've got a 1-year-old, so it's just cool to like have that to take the family around in. So yeah, I had to have it. So what got me into cars, honestly, was a mixture of like my parents, who are always into cars. Most of my family, both my mom and dad's side, are like into cars, so it was kind of a natural thing. And then I was into racing a lot as well, like rally, especially growing up, because it was just like seeing everyday cars driving in rally was kind of like cool to see. And stuff like Initial D, reading the manga as a kid, and watching the anime, and One Gun Midnight, stuff like that, like just really got me into more of the like racing tuning side. And then eventually like Fast and the Furious and stuff when I was a teenager. So I'm in my 40s now, and it's just like, it's still like a bug for me. But yeah, that's a lot of stuff, just doing stuff with friends and just kind of trial and error, and yeah, it got me hooked. Like all that stuff combined pretty much got me hooked, and I'm still hooked today. The experience of getting that call, um, well, I got a text first, and I was freaking out. I was actually really emotional, to be fair, and that was because I wanted it. Going through a lot of stuff, life wise, and so to be able to get that car was, it meant a lot to me because it was going through some hard times, just with that, and it was just like, it was one of those things where you're just like, it was just a win to get that, and a massive pick me up, and to win one of the cars that I considered like, bucket list dream car, and I was just very overwhelmed. So it was a very emotional time, and then getting the call and just telling my story a little bit it just made it all kind of come together. Because I mean, even now I still can't believe it. So it was just awesome. So I'm like already in my head, like I have like so many plans for the car, and I'm just really psyched to be able and blessed to really like be able to win that car. So I'm still quite overwhelmed. I think the first thing first big thing I want to do is like go to the beach. Probably we're not too far from the beach over here, so about an hour, just a little over an hour. So I'm excited just to take like a little road trip and have all that space, that cargo room. Because my other car is a Mini, so with a 1-year-old, it can be a little tight. But yeah, just take the family for a little road trip and enjoy the car, and eventually just my overall plans. Nothing too crazy. I want to kind of keep it as maybe like OEM plus. Start finding some little parts for it to just kind of make it look better, and if I can find some like rare stuff too, and I make my own carbon fiber parts spare time, so maybe some stuff just to kind of add on and just make it just a little bit more, just a little better. Like OEM plus is like my goal, and an exhaust, maybe a Tomei exhaust, and an intake, and I don't want to do too much engine wise. I want to keep it reliable and well maintained, and just make it fun to drive, and a nice little cruiser, and dial in the suspension if it needs, and so it can be fun on some twisty roads, and that's it, man, and just enjoy the car for as long as I can, because I'm not getting rid of it ever. I would say to do it. Just keep trying. It can get discouraging, especially when it's a car that you really, really want. And I've done that. Like I've put in like tons of entries on cars that I really, really want, and you just miss out. But you just keep trying, because you never know when you'll hit. And sometimes you just get a feeling, like I did. And you just got to trust your gut sometimes, and I did, and I won the car that I wanted. So, sometimes it just pays off, but just keep at it, and yeah, I mean, because really, you're not going to get better odds at any other company that I know of. So, you're not competing with millions of people with like hundreds of millions of entries for like a $40,000 cash bonus and a Lamborghini that most everyday people aren't going to really maintain. So it's just it's not a cash grab. It's just people who love cars. I feel like people in the company are true like enthusiasts, and these are cars that we can drive every day and maintain and properly maintain. So I say just keep at it and keep it going, and your chance will pop up. So just keep going. Yeah. So first and foremost, I always got to thank God. Like, I'm a man of faith, and I believe that He had a hand in this for sure because I needed it. And I just want to thank my family, my wife, my daughter. Obviously, I want to thank PrimeDriven for just, doing some cool stuff and having this opportunity for people to own some really cool cars. I really, really like what you guys are doing, and so I told, like I told someone, that asked me about if it's legit. I said, it's definitely legit, and I support, companies that are just doing things right in a legitimate way, and also seem to have a passion for the industry that they're in. And shout out to my dad and one of my best friends, Rick, who was rooting for me because he didn't win the M3, but he's got two of them, so he's fine. But I'm super excited for this, and I feel like it's just a chapter in my life that I'm never gonna forget, and that car's gonna be a symbol for a lot in my life right now. So thank you to PrimeDriven again, and my gratitude is huge. So maybe I'll win another one. But thanks again, guys. I appreciate it.